My love, there is one specific sentence, and when a man says it to you, it can completely change the way things work between the two of you. By the end of this talk, I will reveal exactly what that sentence is and why it has the special power to turn a man who was only hanging around you into someone who is fully focused on you. But before we get to that, you need to understand something very basic that will completely shift the way you see and handle your relationships from this moment forward. I will speak to you directly without making things sound better than they are. At my age, I do not have time to make the truth sound pretty or sweet. Here is your first practical lesson for today. If a man shows interest in you, but he never really chooses to be with you, then you should not choose to be with him either. It really is that simple. Keep that thought deep in your heart. Doing that is not a lack of self-love. It is actually pure emotional intelligence. And if you stay with me for a few more minutes, you will not only learn what men actually say when they are truly interested, but also how to tell in real time whether they see you as a top priority or just another choice on their list. And before we go any further, if what I have said so far has felt right to you even a little bit, leave a comment below and tell me where you are watching from, whether it is Mexico, Colombia, Spain, or anywhere else in the world where women are tired of accepting tiny pieces of affection. And if you know someone, like a friend, sister, or co-worker, who needs to hear this message, please share this video with her. What we are discussing today is not just for you. It is for all of us taking back our personal power. Let me share something that has become very clear to me after more than 40 years of working with many people, listening to many stories, and seeing emotional highs and lows. Women are incredibly smart when it comes to solving difficult problems, planning for the future, and reading between the lines. But when it comes to understanding the signals of a man they like, this intelligence often seems to go away. Do you know why? Because something called confirmation bias starts to happen. In simple terms, you only see what you want to see. When you like a man, your mind desperately looks for even the smallest signs that he likes you back. A text message sent at 11 p.m. suddenly feels like he is confessing his love. A short look becomes a deep connection. A casual comment like, "We will talk later," sounds like a promise of a future together. My love, that is not your gut feeling. That is you tricking yourself in a fancy way. I am not telling you this to make you feel bad. I am saying it so you can wake up from the dream. If you want healthy, mature relationships where you do not have to beg for attention or ask for clarity, then here is the uncomfortable truth that very few people will tell you. A man who is truly interested in you does not make you guess. He does not keep you waiting until he feels like talking to you. He does not appear and disappear like a ghost in the night. A man who truly wants you is clear, steady, and makes you feel like you were chosen, not just lucky that he remembered to send you a text. And this is not just advice about romance, it is biology. When a man is emotionally connected to you, his brain releases chemicals like oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. This is like a chemical storm that naturally makes him want to find you, spend time with you, and put energy into your connection. He does not need anyone to remind him or beg him. His nervous system pulls him toward you. That is how desire works in the body. So, if you find yourself always reminding him that you exist, always starting the conversations, and always trying to keep his attention, let me gently tell you this. He is not truly interested. He is just bored. He is available for a distraction, but he is not picking you. And you deserve so much more than to be someone's second choice or backup plan. However, that does not mean you should act like a frozen statue and wait for men to fall at your feet. It is not about playing games or using tricks you read about online. It is about something much deeper and much more powerful. It is about picking yourself first. When you choose yourself, When you decide that your time, your energy, and your self-respect are not things you will give up, your energy changes completely. And I do not mean some abstract idea. I mean something very real. When you value yourself, you show confidence. And confidence, my dear reader, is the strongest attraction there is. It is much stronger than any expensive perfume or fancy dress. A man can feel when a woman knows her own worth, knows what she wants, and knows what she will not accept. And trust me, that moves him in a very good way. I have seen it thousands of times in my work. A woman comes to me very sad because the man she has been texting for months suddenly goes away. She asks herself questions forever. What did I do wrong? What should I have said? How could I have stopped him from leaving? And then at some point she finally lets go. She stops chasing someone who does not value her and starts focusing on herself, her goals, and her life. And often that very same man shows up again. But here is the surprise. By then, she is no longer interested in him. In letting go, she has found something much more valuable. She found her own power. A woman who knows her power will accept nothing less than what she truly deserves. That is real change. It is not about catching a man. It is about becoming a woman who only accepts men who step up to her level. And once you get to that point, everything changes. But let us go back to the practical side, because I know you are listening and thinking that it sounds great, but you want to know what men actually say and do when they are truly interested. That is exactly what we will talk about now. And if what you have heard so far has opened your eyes even a little, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, because we post honest and direct content like this every week. You will not want to miss a single thing. So, what does a man say when he is truly interested? Here is the first clue that people often miss. A man who is truly interested talks about the future. He uses words that include both of you. He talks about plans and things he wants to do with you. He does not promise impossible things, but he includes you in his vision of life. He might say things like, "Next weekend when we go there, we could do this," or "I want you to meet this person." These small sentences are powerful. They show he is putting you in his world. This is key because men who are just passing through never talk about the future. They stay in a comfortable present. Saying things like, "We will see," or "maybe later," are warning signs. A man who takes you seriously does not keep you waiting in uncertainty. Next, a man who is truly interested asks you questions, not just polite ones like, "How was your day?" but real questions about your history, your dreams, your fears, and what makes you happy or mad. And the most important part is that he remembers what you tell him. This is the big difference. Any man can ask questions to be polite or to stop the silence, but a man who cares really remembers your answers. If you told him 2 weeks ago about an important meeting, he will ask how it went. If you mentioned a type of music you like, he will send you songs like that. If you shared something that has been bothering you, he will check in later to see how you are feeling. That, my dear, is true interest. That is a man who actively collects emotional information about you because you matter to him. The difference between a man who is truly interested and someone who is just killing time is huge. And now let us talk about something that confuses many women: communication. There is a common belief that men do not like to talk or that they are naturally quiet. And yes, it is true that many men do not express themselves with words as much as women do. But here is the truth. When a man truly cares or is really interested, he finds the words. He might not write poetry or give long speeches, but he shows how he feels. He tells you he likes you, that he enjoys spending time with you, and that you are on his mind. He does not leave you wondering for months about whether he likes you or if you are just a friend. A man who truly wants you in his life makes it very clear, And if he does not, it is either because he is not sure or because he does not want anything serious. In both cases, your answer is the same. You move on. Another thing men do when they are truly interested is a very clear sign. They introduce you to their close friends and family. They bring you to meet their circle, include you in social events, and talk about you to the important people in their lives. Why? Because they want their choice to be supported by the people they care about. Men need approval from their friends and family for the woman they care about. It is part of how they bond. So, if you have been seeing a man for months and you are still a secret, if you do not know anyone in his life, if his social media shows him alone or with friends but never with you, that tells you something very clear. It is not about being shy. It simply means he does not see you as a main part of his life. You can make excuses or come up with reasons, but the truth stays the same. Accepting it early allows you to make choices that protect your heart. Since we are talking about signals, let us discuss something many women misunderstand. Intensity at the beginning. You meet a man, and everything feels like a fast storm. He texts all the time, gives you endless compliments, wants to see you every day, and makes you feel amazing. You get carried away because after a long time of feeling empty, it feels great. But here is the catch. That intensity is often not love. It is just the excitement of something new. And when that excitement fades, he disappears or becomes distant. This happens because some men do not fall in love with the person. They fall in love with the feeling of being in love. They love the chase and the excitement of the start. But when it comes to real life and building something that lasts, they lose interest. My advice is to be careful of sudden, extreme attention. A mature man who knows what he wants builds interest slowly. He is steady and reliable, not a firework that burns bright for 2 weeks and then goes away. He is a flame that glows steadily. Now, here is something you should remember deeply. It will save you from a lot of pain. Pay attention to how a man treats you once he no longer has to impress you. After the first part of dating, when he is no longer trying to win you over, that is when you see the real person. Does he still treat you with respect? Does he include you in his decisions? Does he make you feel valued? Or does he become lazy, selfish, or cold? I have seen this 1,000 times. Most men can show their best side during the chase. But the man who truly belongs with you is the one who treats you well when he no longer has to prove anything. That is the man worth your time. The one who treats you with love, not just to win you, but because he truly values who you are. And since we are discussing appreciation, let us answer a common question. How do you know if a man respects you? Respect is the base of every healthy relationship. Without it, nothing lasts. You can have chemistry and passion, but without respect, a relationship is either going to fail or become harmful. Respect is shown through what he does. A man who respects you listens to you even when he does not agree. He does not interrupt you or make fun of you just because your opinions are different. He values your time. He does not cancel plans at the last minute without a good reason, and he does not show up late all the time. He protects your reputation. He does not talk badly about you to others. He honors your boundaries. If something bothers you, he respects that. He does not try to trick you into doing what he wants. A man who respects you stands by you. He does not leave you alone if someone is mean to you. And here is an important point. Respect is not something you bargain for or beg for. You set the rules from the start. You decide what you will accept and what you will not. You make those rules work with your actions, not just your words. Saying you won't accept something means nothing if you stay when it happens anyway. Many women make this mistake. They create rules on paper that break at the first problem. Then they wonder why men do not respect them. But no one respects boundaries that you do not respect yourself. If you say you will leave when a line is crossed and then you do not leave, you lose your credibility. And in relationships, credibility is everything. Ask yourself honestly if your actions match your words. Saying, "I deserve respect," is one thing. Acting as if you truly believe it is another. Acting with belief means speaking up when something is wrong. It means stopping someone when they cross a line and walking away when a man does not treat you as you deserve. This is simple, but very hard to do. I know how difficult it is to let go of someone you're attracted to. But here is the truth. It is much more painful to stay with someone who does not value you than to leave someone who is not right for you. The pain of staying is a slow pain. It breaks you down piece by piece and makes you wonder if you deserve more. The pain of leaving is sharp, but it is short. It hurts in the moment, but afterward comes freedom and peace. And now we reach what I promised at the beginning. The sentence that when a man truly means it shows a very big emotional step. But first, understand the context. Men are generally less open with their feelings than women. Many have been taught to hide their soft side. That is why this moment is so meaningful. When a man breaks through that wall and says something that opens him up, it is important. I am not saying you should believe every compliment or ignore bad behavior because of nice words, but certain statements show a man is connecting with you deeply. One statement that is often missed is, "You make me want to be a better man." Listen carefully to those words. When a man says this, when he admits that your presence makes him want to improve and grow, it is incredibly powerful. At that moment, he is saying, you have great value in his life. Men do not say this lightly. They do not say it to someone they are just killing time with. They say this to the woman who inspires them and pushes them to be better than they were before. And that is a clear sign that you have a big place in his emotional life. But be careful. Just because he says it does not mean he is yours or that you should hold on to him like he is the last man on earth. It means there is real interest. But moving from that to a healthy commitment requires more actions, not just words. This happens often. Some men use beautiful words to keep you around, while they are still trying to figure out if they want something serious. They say what you want to hear to make you feel special. But when it is time to be responsible, they pull back. This is exactly where you must be wise. Words without the right actions are just like poetry. They are not real life. So yes, be happy when a man says something deep, but stay alert. Watch carefully to see if his behavior matches his words. Other phrases are also important. For example, when a man says, "I have never met anyone like you," if he truly means it, it shows that you are different from anyone else he has known. You do not fit into his old categories. You have brought something new and real into his life. Men often have mental lists of what they want. When you show up and change that list with your intelligence and your unique way of being, you stay in his mind. But again, the situation matters. If he says it on a first date, it might just be a line. But if he says it after truly getting to know you and seeing you in different situations, it means something real. Another powerful phrase is, "I trust you." It may sound simple, but trust is a big deal for men. It is hard for them to open up. They might have many friends, but real trust is rare. So when a man tells you he trusts you, he is giving you a very special space. He sees you as safe. In a man's world, that is very valuable. Of course, there are the classic phrases like, "I like you" or "I love you." But be careful because these words are often used too much. Many people say them without feeling them because they think they should. So do not focus only on the words. Look at when he says them and how he treats you when he is not saying them. Real love is shown on normal days, in small choices, and in staying together even when things are not exciting. Another statement I like is, "I want to meet your family," or "I want you to meet mine." That is about bringing your lives together. It is a step out of your small bubble and into the bigger world. Men do not usually include family in casual dating. If he invites you to meet them, it shows he sees you as someone who could stay. But do not assume marriage just because of one dinner. Take it as a good sign that needs to be proven by other actions. A question I hear often is, how long does it take to know if a man is serious? There is no set time. Some know in 3 months. Others still do not know after 2 years. But here is the key. You set your own timeline. You do not have to wait forever. You can clearly say, "I want a serious relationship." If you want that too, great. If not, I will not wait forever while you decide. That is not pressure. It is self-respect. And now here is something that might sound mean, but it is true. If a man really wants to be with you, he does not need years to figure it out. He does not need to find himself while you wait. That is just an excuse. A mature man who knows what he wants acts when he meets a woman who truly interests him. He might not get married in a month, but he leaves no doubt that he wants to build a life with you. He includes you in his life and talks about the future. So if you have been with someone for a long time who still does not know what he wants, let me tell you clearly, he knows exactly what he wants. He just does not want it with you. Maybe he wants the comfort you give him, but he is not choosing a real relationship with you. How much longer will you accept tiny crumbs when you deserve the whole meal? And before you go further, if this feels true to you, give this video a like and share it with a friend. This is a step toward changing your life. The more women understand this, the less they will accept bad relationships. Now, let us change focus. I want to show you how to become the kind of woman that high-value men want. And I'm not talking about changing who you are. I mean making the best parts of yourself stronger. You cannot control a man's choices. You cannot make him value you. But you can control who you are and the energy you give off. And that changes everything. Step 1 is to work on your self-worth. And I do not mean the kind based on social media likes. I mean a deep feeling of value. A woman with healthy self-worth does not need constant praise. She does not check her phone every 5 minutes. She does not worry about silence. She knows her worth whether he says it or not. That inner certainty is like a magnet. It pulls in mature men and keeps away the immature ones. How do you build that? Not overnight. It is developed by taking care of yourself every day. Treat yourself well. Speak kindly to yourself. Your brain notices and starts to believe you are truly valuable. Every time you set a boundary, you make your self-respect stronger. Step 2 is to build your own life. Nothing kills a man's interest faster than a woman whose whole world is about him. If your happiness depends on his attention, you become predictable and a little boring. Men are drawn to women who have their own lives, passions, goals, and friendships. It shows you are a complete person. When you focus on your own life, you automatically become more attractive. Not because you are playing a game, but because your time is actually valuable. The third point is to learn to communicate well. Many women complain that men do not understand what they need, but often they have not said it clearly. They expect him to just know. My dear, that is not how it works. Men are not mind readers. If you need something, say it. If something bothers you, express it clearly and with respect. There is a big difference between blaming him and telling him how you feel. Fourth, do not lose your independence. This is a common mistake. A relationship starts, and a woman gives up her friends and hobbies because he does not like them. This is a big error. He loses interest because she is no longer the independent woman he liked at first. Keep your own life. A healthy relationship is two whole people sharing life, not losing themselves. And now something that must be said: stop chasing men. Stop being the one who always texts first and makes all the plans. If you are the only one working to keep the relationship alive, something is wrong. In a good relationship, both people work for it. If you do all the work, you teach him he can have you without trying. We value what we work for. Step back and see what happens when you stop doing everything. If he does not step up, you have your answer. It hurts, but it is better to know now. By stepping back, you create space for someone who truly values you. As long as you spend your energy on someone who does not give it back, there is no room for the right person. There is a big difference between attracting and chasing. Attracting means being so happy and confident that the right men come to you. Chasing means running after someone to try to convince them to pick you. The woman who attracts does not beg. The woman who chases loses herself. If you are chasing, do not be hard on yourself. We have all done it. But now you can choose differently. When you stop chasing and focus on yourself, everything changes. You stop looking like you need someone, and you start looking like you have plenty to give. Abundance is very attractive. A man can feel when a woman does not need him to be happy, but chooses him because he makes her life better. Ask yourself if you are choosing or if you are clinging. Choosing is about strength. Clinging is about fear. A woman who chooses knows she will be fine with or without him. No good relationship starts from fear. True love comes from a free choice to share life. You also need to see warning signs early. Some men are controlling or jealous. That is not love. It is about power. Others make you feel bad about yourself or minimize your success. If you are always apologizing and doubting yourself, you are in an unhealthy cycle. See these patterns and leave. Do not wait for him to change. You cannot fix someone with your love. People only change if they want to. Your job is to take care of your own mental health. If this makes you feel uncomfortable, that is okay. It means you are ready to grow. Growth can be painful, but it is necessary. And do not worry about your standards being too high. Having standards is just self-respect. It means knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less. In the end, it is not about forcing love. It is about returning to yourself and knowing that a true connection only happens between two whole people. When you respect yourself and refuse to accept half-truths, you build relationships from a place of strength. You no longer live in fear because your worth does not depend on a man. You become the woman who chooses, not the one who just hopes to be chosen. You do not have to prove your worth to anyone. You just have to believe it yourself. When you choose yourself, the quality of people in your life will change for the better. Men who want to keep you small will go away, and men who truly value you will find you. Love is about two people who see each other and allow each other to grow. When you get there, you no longer ask if he will choose you, you ask if you choose him.